Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and boys and girls also. Welcome to the Sports Report. Gary Patterson and I are here to wade our way through all of this.
Yes, we are.
Well, I'm going to start you off with a question.
Okay.
They're doing a special on Pumpsie Green.
Yeah.
One of those informational kind of interviews with them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be shown this coming weekend.
Is Pumpsie still with us?
Yeah, he lives in Northern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he broke in
I
1959.
remember Pumpsie Green.
Yep.
I was a mere
Now,
youth, but I do remember.
what's his first name?
His real first name? I have no idea.
Elijah.
Elijah Pumpsie Green.
Yep.
What a great name.
Yep.
That is a great name.
Do you realize the Red Sox lead the major leagues in strikeouts by their pitchers?
Yeah, I do believe it.
And they are at the top of many offensive categories.
Yeah, offense is not the problem.
Oh boy, it sure isn't. So I think we'll just sidle right into the Red Sox.
Okay.
I have two headlines. I'm not going to, nothing to do with the story. I just love the headlines.
Yeah. Late
Mel-
meltdown sinks Sox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Late meltdown sinks the Sox. Red Sox slugged their way to a win.
Yeah.
This team. It falls apart late in games, but if we can get enough slugging, we can win a few.
You know, it's the bullpen. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the bullpen and the starters, with the possible exception of David Price, of all people, have,
Of all people.
underperformed.
Well, I'm going to give, well, let's do their report card, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
At the halfway mark.
Yeah.
I don't agree with a lot of this stuff.
I'm not even going to look at it. You can ask me the player, and I'll give you my
Boy.
grade.
Well, Bogarts.
Bogarts?
Yep.
Bogey, I would actually give a B plus A minus to.
He gave me an A+, and I'll tell you what, I'm pretty much in that ballpark.
I'm ready to go A.
Yeah.
I'll go A.
Okay.
He has had a great year.
JD Martinez.
I would give him a C minus.
He gave him an A-.
An A minus.
And that just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
My C minus is against what I expect out of him.
Right.
Not against everybody else. It's what I expect out of him.
Exactly.
And I would say, from what I expect out of him, I'd give him a C minus. He's lucky he's not getting a D.
I'll tell you what, I would struggle to give him a B-.
Yeah.
And I'd do that begrudgingly.
I'd go along, begrudgingly.
Christian Vasquez.
Christian Vasquez has had a good year, and he's actually improved his catching, I think, a bit too.
Yes,
So-
I agree.
I would give him, the power is
Scary.
eye-opening. So I would actually give him an A minus.
That's what they gave him.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Sandy Leon.
I'd give him a D.
These people gave him a B.
A B.
I mean, he couldn't hit
He stinks.
he couldn't hit the broadside of a bull's butt with a handful of buckshot. God almighty.
I mean, he comes up to the plate and I'm like, 2 outs, inning over.
That's it. I give time to go to the refrigerator.
Yeah, get up and leave the room because the inning's over.
He handles a couple of the pitches quite well. I think he throws better than Vasquez.
Probably.
But
Defensively,
B?
he's better.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's probably a little better.
But-
a little better, though.
But B?
yeah.
Give me a break.
I think Vasquez has improved defensively. His weakness was the low balls in the dirt. And he didn't get low pitches as well as he needed to. And I
Yep.
think he's improved.
Yeah, I think so too.
He had a block the other night with a man on third that was just textbook.
And
Got
you know,
over.
he stopped throwing the ball to the bases
Yeah.
wacky time,
Yeah.
you know, at wacky
So
times.
that's one of the good moves they made, extending him and signing him up.
By the way, the pitchers' earned run average is 4.80 when they throw to Vasquez, 3.88 when they throw to Sandy Leone.
Oh, that's
that's
big.
1 point.
That's
that's
a big
one
difference.
run. Michael Chavis.
Michael Chavis, so far, I mean, so far you give him a B plus.
They give him an A.
Yeah, the power's been terrific.
The power has been terrific.
And
He hits the ball hard.
he sure does.
That's what I like
Yeah,
about
he
this
sure
kid.
does.
And get a load of this. His fielding has been damn good
Yeah,
at second base and first base both.
yeah.
Now, I don't know what he's going to be when he grows up.
Would you trade him
Left fielder? No.
for pitching?
No. We'll get to the trade deal here. About three more
Okay.
guys down
All
the
right.
line. Eduardo Nunez earned an F,
Yeah, he got released yesterday.
and that's exactly
Yeah.
what he deserved.
Yep.
And he got what he deserved yesterday, too.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing for the club.
Yeah.
He's good in the clubhouse. He makes the guys laugh. Well, you know what? Put on some old tapes of the Jack
Yeah.
Benny show or something, or the Seinfeld show, and
Yeah,
be a
see you
lot
later.
cheaper.
Here's a few $1 million. See you later.
Yeah, goodbye. That's it. I don't think anybody will pick him up unless
You never
somebody
know.
is
If
hurt.
there's an injury.
They won't have to pay him anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Veteran minimum.
Yeah, and you know what? Play second base, plays third.
Yeah, I mean, for a contender, very well could pick him up. I
Yep.
could see like Oakland picking him up.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah, because they're a low budget outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Veteran minimum. Can play
Yeah.
multiple
There
positions.
you go. And the Red Sox are going to pay him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew Benintendi.
I'd give him a C.
Yep, that's what I'm going to give him, and that's what they gave him.
Okay. I'm good there.
Now,
A little disappointing.
I want you to take a deep breath on this next one.
Okay.
Now, Benintendi is running right now about 6 percentage points below his average over the first 2 years he played.
Okay.
But he doesn't look good at the plate at all.
He didn't look good defensively last weekend either.
No, he's a little
He
shaky.
got the balls and didn't catch them.
Yeah.
He got to them,
Yeah.
but he just didn't catch them.
Now, so they gave him a C. Jackie
agree.
Bradley Jr.
From what I expected him, I'd give him a C.
Me too. The best defensive center fielder in baseball.
I don't agree with that. I don't, maybe I agree with that, but there's a lot of good defensive center fielders in baseball
There is.
right now.
Yeah,
At this
because
point in time,
usually
there's
the best
there's a
athlete
number
is
of them.
stuck in center
Yeah,
field
yeah.
or shortstop.
Right.
Yeah. But
So he's got the arm, but I would still like to see more consistency out of his arm. Too many throws are up the line.
many throws are off line.
And, every once in a while he throws a strike, but, people will run on him because of the accuracy. They're not going to run on his arm strength, but
Accuracy.
they'll run on his
Yeah.
accuracy.
They gave him a B.
I think that's what offensively he
C for
struggled.
Benintendi and a B for Jackie Bradley
yeah.
Jr. I mean, God Almighty.
I mean, I'd give him a C minus.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Offense.
Now-
He's woken up a little bit in the last 3 weeks, but when they were struggling early, he was nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Missing in action. Yeah.
Yep.
Now you said to me, shall we trade Chavis?
Yeah,
How about trading Jackie Bradley Jr.?
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, and move Benintendi over to center field and put Chavis in left field. If we're looking for a place for Chavis.
Yeah.
And you know what? Brock Holt is trying desperately to hit his way into the lineup.
Right.
I mean, 315. How long can we keep him on the bench?
Yeah. So, are they buyers or sellers? Are we done with the? We're not done.
We're not done yet. No, in fact, we'll have to move right along here because we get a lot of stuff here. Mookie Betts.
Disappointing year for Mookie. I'd give him a C.
They gave him a B because I swear they don't have any guts and they don't want to hurt his feeling.
Yeah, he's
feelings. But he's come alive in the past 7 days, 10 days. But he's not Mookie.
no, and he's a trade candidate. I mean, you
I
got him
think
for
so.
this year and one more year.
I think so.
You cannot afford to let him just walk
No,
away.
no, that
nothing.
would be a travesty. But you
So you
know
gotta-
what? He is not busting this hump, running out ground balls to first base.
No.
He
He looks like a guy who has a championship hangover.
yes.
You know, he played with such on the edge last year.
He was happy. He was smiling. He was laughing, taking the helmets off the
And
guys'
he
heads.
just was playing on the edge with that intensity.
Now this
and
is
it's just not- it's
there's
just not
a
there.
theory that Major League Baseball wants him to be one of the faces of baseball.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to do it.
well, that may be.
Yeah, and he's kind of retreated into a shell over it.
But we either need to sign him or trade him.
Sign him or trade him
And I'm saying as early as the trade deadline.
as this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't let him go into next year. in
Well, for a
lame duck
team
year.
like whoever you want to say wants him, the Dodgers, whoever, big Mets, you know, a year and a half is a lot better than a year, quite frankly. You get him for this year to make a run, and you got him for next year, so you're willing to give up better prospects.
That's right. And we should do well trading him.
Yeah.
There is a lot of commonality between him and Torrey Krug with the Bruins.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're going to do it, this is the time to do it. Now, we're in a pennant race. Now, there'd be outrage among the Boston faithful, I think. But
Are you going to sign him? If you're not going to sign him,
let me tell you something.
and he doesn't, I think they're willing to sign him. I think he doesn't want to talk about it.
He's made it very clear he's going to become a free agent.
Yeah.
He wants to break the bank, and then he's going to retire afterwards and go back to wherever he's come from.
Nashville.
Nashville. And he's going to live out a quiet life. He does not like being in the spotlight.
He wants to be the face of the franchise when the Tampa Bay Rays relocate to Nashville.
That would be a good plan, let me tell you. They have got to get out of there.
They got to get out of there. Nashville's growing like crazy. They support the hockey team. They support the football team.
You know, I have just a little article.
You know those.
I remember what it was. They were like 10 games above 500. They had a day game. They attracted 5,500 people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible.
It's just not a baseball town.
Yeah.
And yet, they flock to the hockey games.
Yeah.
Now, it's not necessarily because of the success of Tampa Bay hockey. It's that there's a lot of transplanted Northerners down
Yeah.
there. And they don't get as many Lightning fans as they get hockey fans to
Right.
the games. Yeah,
Yeah. It's a great destination for a road trip,
it is.
right?
It
Go down and
is.
see the team.
And
That's the thing with Nashville. I mean, if you
yeah.
can get tickets when the Bruins are in Nashville, that's a great.
bingo. I was down
Go down
there
for
on
3 or 4 days.
on one of my business trips, and I was playing them around the Bruins games, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I would tell you that, in my estimation, Tampa Bay has the best sight lines of any arena I've been in.
Is that right?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. And they do support the hockey team.
They do
Yeah.
very well. Now, Chris Sale.
Chris Sale, grade? Mm-hmm. I'd give him a D.
These clowns gave him a B.
That's pathetic.
It is pathetic, and they're kissing
Chris Sale, you can,
up to him.
We, of course, debated when they extended him. Why are they extending
Yep.
him at that time?
Does it look
You
like
cannot have, as we sit here taping this, they are 6-13 in his starts.
Yep.
6-13 in his starts.
Yeah.
You have your ace, 6-13. No team can sustain that.
No.
And then you got Porcello, who's been awful. He's got an ERA approaching 6.
Yeah. But how can you give Sale a B and Rick Porcello a...
I would give him maybe an F, but I'd give him maybe a D.
They gave him a D.
Yeah.
There is not that much difference between the two.
No, there's not.
None. And David Price, they gave an A to.
I'd give him a B.
Well, you're a hard
I'm a
marker.
hard grader because these guys, and I know it's not just them, it's the way the game's played now. But
It is.
they can't get beyond the 5th or 6th inning.
I know.
You know, they're in the 5th inning and they got 102 pitches.
Do you know
You
that...
know? And they're out. And then they have to go to their bullpen for 4 innings, and their bullpen stinks.
They've got somebody in the American League that leads the American League in complete games. With how many?
2? Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I believe it.
And everybody after him's got 1.
Yeah.
Same thing in the National League.
Yeah.
The game is being contorted, and I don't like it. I don't
But
like it at all.
And that's why the games, I mean, they talk about speeding up the game. I think that's a huge factor, is the way teams work the counts now.
Yeah.
There's so many pitches. You have these games, and both pitchers are up to 100 pitches in the 5th inning. So you got 200 pitches in the first 5 innings.
How about these guys, too, taking their caps off and,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, take 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, wait him out. He's bad control.
So-
don't jump at his first pitches.
You know, that's my problem with this. With Price is I think he's done well, but we need him to give us 7,
Yeah.
like every time,
Yeah.
because this bullpen
Is
is a disaster.
hopeless. Now, Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'd give him a C plus.
I would say at least a C plus.
Yeah,
And they gave him a C.
I could be talked into a B minus.
Yeah. And I'm no big fan of Rodriguez.
No.
I don't think he's applied
Coming
himself.
off a good start as we sit here.
But he's looking good.
He is.
He's growing up.
Yeah,
Hector Velasquez, they gave him a D and sent him
D.
to the minors.
Yeah.
He's just cannon fodder.
yeah, he is what he is. Should be your 12th or 14th pitcher in your organization.
In a perfect world, you're absolutely right. Matt Barnes.
You know, honestly, C minus.
Yep. They gave him a B.
I
I mean, did they watch the game before last?
They just like the strikeout stats. He's striking out almost two per inning.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Marcus Walden. You know what? They gave him a B, but this guy has got, 10 appearances, 12
Give me a
appearances?
break. A B.
Yeah. Brandon Workman, an A.
I wouldn't give him an A, but I would give him maybe an A minus.
Yep.
The walks are, if he didn't walk people,
Yes.
I mean, he's leading the major leagues in batting average against. So
Yeah.
they can't hit him. But
Right.
he walks and, you know.
Ryan Brazier, until last night, they gave him a C. I think he's probably notched that down to a D.
Yeah, I'd say D.
You know, he can throw a 97, but they can hit it.
I know.
Doesn't move.
Doesn't mean what it used to throw 95, 97.
Yeah. Colton Brewer, a D.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is incomplete.
Yeah.
Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, I would give him a, I'd give him a D.
F.
F?
That's what they gave him.
They gave him an F? I don't know if I'd give him an F, but
Well,
his moves were awful,
terrible.
as it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every single thing he's done has been wrong.
So I heard this last week that for what they paid Evaldi and Steve Pearce, who's gone, they could have signed Ottavino and the lefty from Baltimore, the bullet throwing lefty.
yeah.
They could have actually signed both of those guys. Can you imagine both of those guys who are, now Ottavino's having a great year.
Yeah.
The other
And
guys
he was
haven't.
out there swinging in the breeze.
Late.
Yeah.
He didn't sign. He was out there for quite a while. The Yankees signed him well into free agency.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're paying him like $9 million or something.
Something
which,
like
you know,
that,
is it crazy for a one-inning reliever? Of course it is, but that's the market now.
Yeah, I think he's getting either 7 or 9 over 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's,
So you didn't want to give it to Joe Kelly. I get it.
Yep.
That's fine. But you didn't want to give it to Ottavino,
No.
who's got a pretty good track record
Yeah.
and is having a fabulous season for the Yankees.
Yep.
And then Zach Britton,
Britton.
the other guy.
I mean,
so for what we're
he's-
paying Evaldi and Pierce, we could have had Ottavino and Britton.
And Pierce was strictly a feel-good move.
Right. So Evaldi's been out all year.
Yep.
Pierce has been out all year.
Yep.
And you would have had those two guys in the bullpen. And you lead the majors, right, in blown leads
Yep.
late in games.
Now, Pierce is on 60-day now. I am. And they'll activate him in September, and he'll have one last hoorah, and that'll be that.
You know, if they're 10
It's
games
not
out,
as though
if
he's
they're-
played
if they're 10
15
games out in
years with the
September,
Red Sox.
if they're 10 games out in September, I don't want Steve Pierce
No.
playing. I want kids from Pawtucket coming up and
Yep.
playing.
Now, Alex Cora. C. is
Nah,
what
I'd
they
give him. He's a D. I mean,
Yep.
he had a strategy. He still might be right about resting these pitchers in spring training because of pitching into the end of October. He may be right, but this team was not ready to start the season.
Nope.
And they have never been able to recover from the terrible start.
And Gary, the thing that drives me nuts about Cora is he keeps repeating this. We got to rotate the players. I got to get them off their feet so they're fresh for September and October. Well, how about the games we're losing in the meantime? We had two guys. I think it was J.D. and Bogarts on the bench for the same game, and they couldn't hit their way out of a paper bag and lost. I don't know. And Cora keeps saying, we got to be patient. We got to wait. His swing is getting better. He looks good in the batting cage.
Yeah. Well, he's a player's manager, and he always will be.
That's right.
He's not going
Exactly.
to go in and kick the water cooler over.
Exactly.
That's not him.
And here's an interesting piece by Shaughnessy. Bullpen pieces have been lacking.
They've been a disaster.
Absolutely. And they got John Henry's famous quote in here. It's not a luxury tax issue. It's a question of how much money do we want to lose. We're already over budget, and we were substantially over our budget last year and this year. We're not going to be looking to add a lot of payroll. Well, I will say one thing about it. At least he answered the question honestly.
Yeah.
But they've been dodging that issue all along. And Dombrowski, don't worry about it. I can spend money.
So it comes down to buying and selling.
Right.
At the trade deadline.
Yep.
There's no August 31st trade deadline anymore. It's July 31st is it.
So what will the Red Sox do?
Well, you know, I think you got to look at this year, of course, and they still have a chance. They absolutely still have a chance to be a wild card. I don't think they can win the division, but I think they got a chance to be a wild card. But they also, if you decide to sell, you get some pieces that people will, somebody will actually give you probably a pretty decent prospect for Rick Porcello. There are teams that are desperate for starters. Porcello has somewhat of a track record.
I like Rick Porcello.
I like him
every other year.
But yeah.
So,
and he's up after this year.
So if you
You're going to pay him $22 million?
if you dump Porcello, you're giving up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's been terrible. See, I don't know who you have to put into that spot. They just picked up this guy from Baltimore.
Do you know something? If you read both the Globe and the Herald the day after, you'd swear to God we just got Bob Feller from the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
This guy is a journeyman,
Yeah.
And this is the best year he's ever had.
But yes, it is.
Yeah. He's discovered a better changeup.
And I
or
don't
something.
think he's a free agent, right? I don't think they're committed beyond this year to this guy.
I think they got him next year.
Do they really?
I think.
Well, that means Porcello.
Yeah.
That means Porcello is definitely gone.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think Porcello is definitely gone.
Yep.
So why not trade him and get something for him? They keep talking about how the farm system got wiped out. It did. They're slowly rebuilding it. Takes a couple of years.
I'll give you right now the Pawtucket Red Sox report.
Okay.
There's nothing down there.
Nothing down there.
Nothing.
It was Chavis.
It was Chavis. Bobby Dahlbeck is in Double-A. And there's another kid, I got his name written down. He's down Double-A. And he may be the fastest man in minor league baseball. They're converting him over to a center fielder.
So he's a couple of years out anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, buyer or seller? I've written down my choice.
I would be a seller, quite frankly. What do you got?
Nothing.
Nothing.
They will do nothing.
They will do nothing. Well, that's quite likely too.
Yeah.
Now I have read, but being online and stuff, that there's a lot of talk that the asking prices for pitching are astronomical. People are saying, it's just, they're just asking for so much for any kind of decent pitching, which means we can't acquire it because we don't have those players unless you're going to trade Chavis.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna
or Bobby Dahlbeck. Now they've
Yeah.
got by the way, the 6'5" left-handed fireballer.
Yeah.
They brought him up to Pawtucket for a game last Friday night. I was there. Brought him in the fourth inning,
In the fourth.
1 inning. And Patrick is my eyes and ears on what's going on.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, because we sit in Section 8, Section 9 are the comp seats, and it's where the scouts sit.
Yeah.
He said, I think there's about 6 scouts here tonight, which is about 5 more than there has been for any game so far. He said, what do you suppose is going on?
Why
I said, I don't know. That's it. They brought him in, and Patrick says,
What did he hit on the gun?
98.
98.
And it's a slow gun down at Pawtucket. 97, I think 3 times, 98, and threw one changeup to the second batter, and the guy just waved at it.
Yeah.
Third batter, he took it, strike 3. Struck out all 3 players. Now,
Struck out all 3?
all 3. In between, however, I think he went to 3 and 2 on every one of them. He doesn't get
wild.
the ball over the point to a
he's
point
young,
to
right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's it.
You think we could see him by the end of the year?
Do you know what? He may be a
If
September.
they do nothing?
Yeah. He might be a September call-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And some explanations are beyond belief about David Ortiz.
Yeah.
What, you got any thoughts as to what that is really all about? Or is it exactly what it is, being talked about? A case of mistaken identity. Here's a guy, however, that is the most visible person in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. I would say that, if I was in the role of a judge, I would tell both sides, I haven't seen anything to persuade me to either side. I think there are questions that have not been answered, and they may not be publicly answered. The authorities will have you believe all the questions were answered and this is what happened. I don't know. And I'm not, social media and all that stuff, there's all the stuff about the other woman and being with a drug dealer's girl. I don't know. There's some people that are saying that's what happened. And mistaken identity?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to buy mistaken identity.
Take them out in a crowded restaurant.
A poor shot? I'll buy that one before mistaken identity.
Yeah.
But there's more to this story than has come out. But you know what? There's nothing being said about it in Boston.
Oh,
because
no.
this guy
That's Big
is,
Poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is as part of the Blessed Trinity,
Right.
almost.
So all his sponsors, we see him on TV all the time in commercials, right? They got to be a little nervous.
Yeah.
Should we still be showing those commercials?
Big Poppy enjoys the nightlife.
He does. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah. And you know what?
And all that goes with it.
Like the football players and all these guys, the basketball players, that get into trouble in the clubs late at night, he should know better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten the whole story yet.
no. Jaron Duran, Duran, 22 years old, between AA Portland and High A Salem. 327 he's hit, 26 extra base hits, 24 steals in 81 games.
Huh.
He's come from total anonymity. But
What does he play?
he was a second baseman. And now they're saying, we really's got to put him in center field because he is the fastest man in the organization. And some say the fastest guy in baseball. And he's skinny, but it looks like he's got the kind of body that's going to grow into
Fill
it.
out a little
So he's
bit,
going to
yeah.
pick up a little pop in his bat.
He's still young, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
22.
Oh, 22. Oh, so he's getting there, though.
Yeah.
Where's he playing? Is he playing in Double
He's
A?
up in Double A, up in Portland, Maine,
Double
up
A.
at Haddon Field up there.
Huh.
Uh,
22, huh? We
yeah,
could see him
22.
Maybe we see him in September.
Yeah, left-hander. They compare him to Jason Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury, yeah.
I think I get a better chance of seeing him at Pawtucket than we see him at the Red Sox.
I hope he throws better than Ellsbury.
Oh yeah, Ellsbury's
Pretty much anybody can
Ellsbury's
throw
going to
better.
sit out the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darwinzon Hernandez is 22. He's the big left-hander.
Throws 98.
98.
Oh, he's 22?
22.
We'll see him in September.
Yeah, big kid from the Dominican. Oh, no, wait a minute. No. He's from Venezuela, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
The second tier, the way of arrangement, is Bobby Dahlbeck, 231 at Portland with 19 home runs. And I think he got one the night before last. And Brian Matter, a right-handed pitcher. 4-2, 236, but he can throw the ball.
He's at Double A?
Double A. Yeah.
Okay, so.
He's tops out at 98.
Oh, he tops out at 98 as well?
Yep. And the top prospect is Tristan Casas. First baseman, 19 years old. He's done a single A, Greenville, 261, 15 home runs, and 37 extra base hits. He's a top prospect in the system. Strong defense at first, even though he plays some third. On the 20 to 80 scouting scale, evaluators projected him to be 50 to 60 as a hitter, and future power grades 60 to 70.
Oh,
So they like him.
they like him.
Yeah.
19.
So basically, this is what they've got. Jay Groom, by the way, the left-hander that's had
The number one
Tommy.
pick.
Hasn't pitched yet.
Yeah.
And they get a kid up at short season Lowell.
So Groom, that was the plan for him, right?
Yeah.
Not to pitch?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Recover from the Tommy John.
Yeah.
They come back from that now. you
They
know?
do. They do.
They really do.
Yeah. So this was basically about who can we have that we can trade, and basically what it comes down to is nobody.
Yeah. A couple of those kids, if you're getting a marginal player.
Yeah. So we can trade a kid and get a marginal player. I mean, that's how much difference is that going to make in
Yeah.
the big thing? I'd rather keep the kids. Question about Christian Vasquez. His home run down the right field line,
Yeah.
pesky pole.
Yeah.
The computer said it went 285 feet. The marker at the pesky pole says 309 feet. How can this be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. That's great. That's great. Yeah.
I thought that was great. And you know what? Jerry Remy never said a word about it. Oh,
And it
yeah,
was
yeah.
285.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And this article by Alex Spear, by the way, do you like Alex Spear?
I don't read it much.
Do you like him when he
See him
comes
on
on the
TV,
TV?
like-
Yeah. I don't.
He's okay. I mean, as a distraction.
It's like he's reading a book while
yeah.
he's talking to you. You
All
know?
those little factoids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hits 42% to the right side of the infield. Yeah. Cashner counting on his nasty changeup.
He's a fifth starter. You got a fifth starter. Yahoo.
Yeah. Basically, this is an article here moaning the fact that Andrew Benintendi, Mitch Moreland, Steve Pearce, Stephen Wright, Heath Hemry, Nathan Evaldi have all let the
Contributed
team
nothing.
down.
Yeah. Contributed nothing.
Boris does not want the draft choices going to the poorest teams. We're rewarding losers. Teams are tanking to get the number one draft choice.
Oh,
So what he's saying is Major League Baseball ought to get in front of this and nip this in the bud right now, come up with a different way of.
does he want to do a draft lottery?
Do you know what? I honestly think that anything would be better than watching teams tank.
Yeah, in every sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In every sport it is right. Luis Tiant.
El Tiante.
I did a little research once I read this. And his first season, he went on to be 15-6 with the Red Sox. He would go on to win 20, 22, 18, and 21 in the next 4 seasons.
Yeah, he was the man.
229 and 172 lifetime, 330 earned run average lifetime, 49 shutouts.
49 shutouts.
That means he pitched 9 innings or more.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? To me, he is a most neglected guy.
Yeah. What was the win total again? 230?
229 and 172 losses, a 3.30.
Because he got hurt, right, when he was with
That's
Cleveland.
right, with Cleveland.
And he came up, he was good when he came up, then he got hurt. And
Yep.
he really was
Bad.
bad for a
Yeah,
number of
and
years.
the Red Sox rubbed magic oil on him
Yeah,
or something.
they did
and,
something.
Well, they rehabbed the heck out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was great.
Here's Jerry Remy had this one. He said, I saw a game. Louis Tiant versus Nolan Ryan went 15 innings. Louis Tiant pitched 14 and a third, 180 pitches. Nolan Ryan, 235 pitches.
235
He pitched
pitches.
the entire 15 innings and 19 strikeouts.
230. That's awesome. That's the way it was back then.
That's right.
Nobody even talked about pitch count.
No,
It was nobody even talked about it.
nothing.
And you know they tracked it, but the coaches
Yeah.
were tracking it, I'm sure. But
That's
I mean, this 100-pitch limit.
Chief Wahoo.
Yeah,
Are you sad to see the Chief
I am
go?
sad
I
to see
am
the
too.
Chief go.
It's part of Cleveland baseball.
yeah.
Nobody ever came up with that, and nobody continues that as a discriminatory ha 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 ha
yeah,
kind of
it's-
stuff. It is part of Cleveland's law.
It's been their logo as long as I've been following baseball, which
right.
is a long time.
A long time.
55 years.
By the way, I tried to buy a Chief Wahoo ball cap this spring.
Yeah.
And the guy said, we can't get them. He said, we get a couple of dozen of them and they're gone the same day we get them.
I bet.
Yeah. And here's another thing that was great. The Sporting News.
Yeah.
Do you
In its
remember?
day, it was.
Do you remember going back, way back to the Sporting News
Yeah.
when it was just a newspaper? It didn't have color
Right.
pictures.
Right.
But it had everything.
Oh
about
my gosh!
baseball
For
in
baseball, there was.
it. The minor leagues,
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
That was a great thing. I really missed that, I'll tell you.
Is it online now or anything?
I don't know. But all I
Did it go
remember is it just went
It was awesome.
woof.
It was. If you liked baseball, you read the Sporting
Yep.
News. I mean,
Absolutely. By the way, we traded a relief pitcher out to L.A. for Ian Kinsler, who, by the way, right now is batting .205 for somebody. Ty Buttrey. Last time I looked, he was like an earned run average of 1.3 out of their bullpen.
is he at the major league level?
Yeah. And I saw him shortly before they traded him. They brought him up from AA to AAA, and he was throwing 97.
Huh? Righty or lefty?
Righty.
Huh?
Pablo Sandoval, the Red Sox are paying him $17,445,000 this year as his final kiss in the mail.
So this is the last year. Mm-hmm. So they pick up that money next year.
Yep. And he is batting 289,
Yeah.
and is a 10 out of 27 record as a pinch hitter.
It was still a bad idea to sign him and a good idea to get rid of him, even if you got to eat the money.
Yep. Steve Pearce. Former Red Sox third baseman Will Middlebrooks, now retired after suffering a serious leg injury in spring training last year, is working with CBS Sports as an analyst.
Is he?
Yeah.
Huh? He was talk about prospects. He was a hot prospect.
He was. I loved him down at Pawtucket.
Yeah.
And when he first came up, boy, he could hit the loudest line drives, and then poof.
And then it all went away.
Just went away.
He got involved with that girl on TV.
Yep.
All of a sudden, he couldn't hit anymore.
Women have a way of doing that to you. And I have the Red Sox next free agent to sign, Meg Amsler, who plays high school softball for Hanover, led the league with a .788 batting average.
Wow, 788.
Sign that gal up.
That's impressive.
And there was a little thing in the Globe about catches that hit over 300 lifetime.
Lifetime?
Pretty rare. Yes. Mickey Cochran,
Okay.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He batted .320 lifetime. Wow. And by the way, he was from like Somerset or
he was?
right around
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. And then there was Bill Dickey for the
Dickey,
Yankees,
yeah,
313. And then Mike Piazza, Spud Davis for Cincinnati and
Did
Pittsburgh.
Mike Piazza have a career over 300?
Yes, he did, 308.
Huh.
Yeah, him and Spud Davis, both. And then Joe Mauer was a 306.
Yeah.
And a guy by the name of Ernie Lombardi. Now, Ernie Lombardi played most of his career with the Boston Braves, and some with Cincinnati. 1931 to 1947, and he batted .306.
Huh.
Now, the thing
Lifetime
about
300.
Ernie Lombardi was he was the slowest man in baseball.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't think he ever got one leg hit.
Yeah.
But to bat .306
Yeah.
and not be able to run, he had to have been one hell of a hitter.
Yeah. And he was catching.
Yeah, and catching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back then, they probably, he probably caught 147 games or something.
Well, I tell you what, most of them caught 140, and
Yeah.
the other guy caught 7.
Yeah.
Real quick, like we can squeeze this in.
Okay.
The Celtics.
Oh, the
report
Celtics.
time.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to talk about the
The
Celtics.
end of the Al
We
Horford.
got a few minutes.
Yeah, Al Horford.
Al Horford. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
They give him an A.
Oh, we're doing...
Yeah, report card.
On this past season, I would not give Al an A. I'd give him a B. I think he was probably maybe one of our best players, but
Yeah. For his ability and what he gave every night, I'd give him an A.
Yeah.
Down close to. By the way, a lot of the offense went through him.
it has for the last 3 years. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a big change this year.
Aaron Baines, they gave a B to.
I wouldn't.
I don't think so.
I'd give him a C. Aaron Baines is what he is,
Here's what he is.
and he got hurt.
Jaylen Brown,
C plus.
B. They gave him, but I think you're closer. Yeah.
C plus.
Kyrie Irving,
Give him a D.
they gave him a C. Gordon Hayward,
Honestly, I'd give him a D. He
C-
had
C minus.
flashes, he had streaks even for a few games, but
the body of work.
he's supposed to be, certainly a top 50 player.
He supposedly was still rehabbing.
I think he probably was.
Yeah.
So I'd
C
give him a D.
minus. Yeah.
And I'd be happy to give him a B plus next year or
Yeah.
something, but
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Marcus Morris. I saw it in spurts.
Yeah. Marcus Morris, I guess I'd give him a C.
They gave him a B.
Yeah, there were times that he played like a B or a B plus
Yeah, he should.
player,
He
and there
did.
were other times
He
when
did.
he disappeared.
Yeah. Ojale.
Semi Ojale.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he didn't get much of a chance, but I'd give him a C.
They gave him a B. Terry Rozier.
C minus.
They gave him a D.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart.
But I'm a Marcus Smart lover, so I would give Marcus a B.
They gave him an A.
I wouldn't give him an A, and I love Marcus
They
Smart.
they say that his greatest value came with his energy and ability to change
That's
claims
true.
in the defensive end.
That's true.
Yep, and he's a hell of an individual.
I love Marcus Smart.
Yeah, but A is supposed to be what he produces on the court.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him an A.
Yeah.
But I'd give him a solid
least
B.
a B. B
Yeah,
plus
B plus
even,
even
yeah.
I could be talked into.
Jason Tatum,
I'd give him a C. I mean, the jury's still out on this
C
kid.
minus.
They gave him a C minus?
Yeah, I don't know if you had to take a choice between the two, Brown or Tatum.
I only get to keep one for the
Yeah.
future? I'd keep Tatum.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know.
But only because you can find those two guards. You can
Yeah.
find those guys.
Yeah. I think right now Brown's better defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Right
Tatum,
now, Brown is probably better, period.
Yeah, Tatum can create.
Yeah. And so year 3 is coming up for
Yeah.
Tatum. It's a big year.
Big year.
I mean, he needs to be like an 18-point-a-game guy this year.
Yeah. Daniel Tice.
I'd give him a C.
They gave him a B.
Yeah.
Brad Wanamaker.
C.
Yeah, they gave him a B. I liked him when he was in there.
I did
He just
too,
never
but
got in there.
You tell me he's an above-average NBA player? Because I don't believe that.
I think what they're saying is he's probably an above-average backup point guard, but I don't
I
even
don't
buy
even know
that.
about that.
Robert Williams, they gave him a B? Come on. He was
I almost give him
missing all season.
I almost give him an incomplete.
Yeah. And Yabusel,
Yabusele.
yeah, B minus.
B minus.
Yeah.
They
for
just cut
what?
him. I'd give him a D. He's lucky he doesn't get an F. He didn't. He was a disappointment.
Nothing.
He did not earn any playing time.
No. And coaching, C.
I'd give him a C minus.
Yep. Management,
I think
C.
it was tough with Kyrie, but I'd give Danny a C minus too. And,
Yep.
I like Danny.
I like them both.
I like them both.
But boy, I'll tell you what, their plan did not work.
The plan did not work.
No.
Chemistry was bad. So to their credit, I don't know if they've blown it up, but they've kind of blown it up.
I would like to revisit one player,
Yeah.
Terry Rozier. Mm-hmm. Now, Terry has gone out in a flame of glory.
Yeah.
I'm the new leader. I'm going to go do things.
They paid
I'm
him. They
it.
paid him like that.
3 years, $58 million.
Yeah. So it's good that he went because there's no way
He was gonna
Danny's
get
paying
that.
that here.
I mean, P.T.
no way.
Barnum was right.
Yeah.
I mean, what has this kid done besides the playoffs 2 years ago? What's he done?
Yeah.
Mouth
But the
off.
way the money's going around, it's crazy.
You know, they must have so bloody much money on their hands down there in Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Rozier, disappointing.
Speaking of disappointing, the Bruins.
Well, disappointing certainly that they lost that series. I mean, I felt good going into Game 7.
Yeah.
Didn't you feel good that night? Going into that game?
You had to wager 165 to win 100.
Yeah.
The gamblers at the one they don't need to play the game,
Yeah.
but they didn't show up, and they got out-muscled. They
They did it. They got outplayed. They got outplayed.
They got hustled, out-muscled, and I think to a certain degree intimidated.
Yeah. It was an interesting series from that perspective because it was role reversal.
Yeah.
They weren't the big bad Bruins.
Yeah,
St. Louis was the big bad Blues.
that's right.
And, and you know they threw some hits, but they got out hit. They got out hit pretty substantially, and
Substantially maroon.
some of the impact
Looked like
hits.
Joe Gorilla out there.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to touch him, although Chara gave him a good beating in that fight.
Yeah,
But I think that was before the season ended.
but that was disappointing.
It was. Now, okay. So, do we trade Krug?
I like Torrey Krug a lot. I think he makes the power play go, but I would trade him if you were going to get me back a legit second line right winger who's a 20, pretty much a put it in the bank 25 goal scorer. Yeah,
So,
and he can play the system.
Kevin Paul DuPont that writes for the Globes, he's a pretty good hockey guy.
Yeah.
Been at it for 100
Long time.
years. And he more or less is saying three choices. Trade Krug now, between now and July 21st, 2020. Well, you got to trade him now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you cannot wait
I think you
until he's a free
the longer
agent.
term he has left, the more value you can get.
Yeah. He turned 28,
Same thing with Mookie.
put up 53 points, 18 points in the playoffs, or extend his deal. Now, if he's reasonable on his pricing himself, extending the deal, I think, is the way to go.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll tell you why I come down on that is I like Torrey Krug. I think there's a place on the team. I think they'd really miss him on the power play, and the power play was great this year. A lot of it was because of him and his passing. He's a great passer.
Great passer. Sees the guys very well.
Yeah, he has the vision. But my number one priority in defense is to sign Charlie McAvoy and Carlo.
Yep.
So if we can do both of that and then extend Krug, fine. But if extending Krug, I mean, to me, the top priority is Charlie and Carlo.
Absolutely. I agree with you totally. And if the only way you can
get that done.
The only way you can find the money is to trade Krug.
Then do it.
Well, if you can get as you say, a forward that has a track record of 20 goals or more, good size, and hopefully a right-handed shot. Otherwise, you can do some swapping around. But you really would like a right wing and a number one draft choice. Now, you might have to settle for a number two draft choice.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I would be very happy with that.
Depending on the wing, I think it could be an even-up trade, depending who it is and what the contract situation is you're getting back.
Exactly.
Right? If you're getting an affordable player
Yeah.
that you still got 2 or 3 years,
Another Charlie Coyle deal.
yeah,
I mean, they got him for 2 years.
yeah, great deal.
And that was a good deal. Now, if they could find a similar deal for a 25 or 26-year-old right wing that's got 22 goals 2 years ago and 19 last year or something like that,
Well-
and they can skate,
They're hamstrung by the back of steel. But I will tell you this: to me, one of the biggest surprises of the season was the remarkable depth that they had on defense. They pulled these kids up and they played and they held their own.
Did they ever?
You know, from number 75 there. I forget. And then, so the young defensemen. The depth in the organization, plus they supposedly got a couple of kids they like on defense.
They got the Swedish kid.
So
who they claim they're just not going to be able to keep him in Providence next year.
Right.
He's going to come up. So what the heck? You've got...
It's your deepest position.
Yeah. I think trading Krug makes all the sense in the world.
I do too.
And you know what? If the best I could do was a number one, a number two the following year, and a number one the year after that, I'd probably pull the trigger on it.
Nobody's going to give you that, I don't think. But I would take that in a second.
Yeah.
2 1s and a 2?
Yeah. But if you spread them out like over a 3
He's got 1 year left on his contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
In fact, the Bruins should be able to do well because they've given them a year to sign Krug. So they have every right in the world to expect a little bit more back. It's not the end of the line for Krug, you know. I hope they do it. But
Charlie and Carlo, though, that's
the key
of
right there. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. You're absolutely right. Now, next time we get together, we're going to have to deal with the Patriots.
Oh, with pleasure.
We'll probably pick apart the carcass of the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Because they're not going anyplace. I don't think, unless it's a miracle.
We'll be filming right around the trade deadline.
I know it.
Within a matter of probably a few days of the end of the trade deadline.
And the training camp will have been run for a week or so.
Yeah.
So we'll have some interesting stuff to chat about.
That's the favorites.
That's it. Folks, listen, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our chatter. And behave yourself. And here's a promise. We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
All right.
I'll give you more of it.
All right.
All right, folks. Enjoy some of the summer.
Yeah.